Okay, let's jump right in. We've got some pretty significant news shaking up the MMA world. The press conference for UFC 319 happening really soon. It's just completely smashed viewing records. We're talking the most watched presser of all of 2025. Now, that's not just big, it feels, well, unusual. So the real question for a deep dive today has to be why? Why this event? Why now?
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? Because it's more than just a number, more than just a record. It feels like a genuine phenomenon. So our mission today really is to unpack this incredible popularity surrounding Khamzat Chimaev. He's right at the center of it all. We want to explore what this unprecedented level of engagement might mean for combat sports generally, looking beyond just the statistics.
That's a really important point because when we say smash records, we need context, right? This wasn't just beating some run-of-the-mill event. UFC 319's press conference views blew past major cards like UFC 311, with Islam Makhachev, who's a massive draw himself, and maybe even more critically, it beat UFC 317. Remember, that was the event where Ilia Topuria basically became a global sensation overnight, clinched his second belt against Oliveira, gained something like 10 million followers almost instantly.
It absolutely does put it in perspective. That comparison really highlights just how unique, how potent Chimaev's appeal is right now. And I think what's maybe different here, it's not just that he's popular, it's how he's popular. His raw, unfiltered vibe seems to cut through all the usual polished sports narratives we see today.
So like the curated stuff online.
Exactly. In this age of, perfect social media feeds, Chimaev feels genuine, almost unpredictable. And that seems to create this much deeper, almost gut-level connection with the fans. That's leading to this engagement level that's, well, almost unheard of. It really speaks to the power of authenticity, doesn't it? Especially when people are maybe craving something real.
And you see that authenticity translate directly into impact, right? Because with Khamzat Chimaev, his popularity is just, it's wild. Every single word he says, practically, every interview snippet, every time he grabs the mic, boom, explosive views follow. We're talking hundreds of thousands of comments, endless debates online, and it just seems to ramp up, The closer we get to fight night, the crazier the hype gets.
Which suggests something pretty profound about his charisma. It's this unique, almost kind of innate thing. You really feel like it's something that can't be manufactured or faked. It's this organic mix of aggression, sure, but also confidence and just personality. And it connects. It connects deeply with audiences, creating this intense anticipation around everything he does.
Yeah.
He just commands attention by being himself.
And this next fight, UFC 319, it's definitely not just another bout for him. He's up against Dricus du Plessis. And du Plessis, his record is formidable, to say the least. Undefeated for, over 8 years now? 0 losses in the UFC. He's basically cleaned out the middleweight division, stands as the undisputed champion. This is a massive test for Chimaev.
Oh, absolutely massive. And the implications, if Chimaev wins, they're huge. A victory gets him that perfect, ideal record, 15-0. And frankly, you have to wonder, could it launch him into that stratosphere, like a new superstar on the scale of, say, a Conor McGregor? It raises that interesting question about legacy, and just how fast someone can redefine the very top of the sport these days.
Which opens up another fascinating angle, doesn't it? If Chimaev actually wins this weekend, there might literally be nobody left for him at middleweight. Who's the immediate challenge? So you start hearing this talk, this intriguing idea that maybe he moves up, goes for the light heavyweight title next. That alone just shows you the kind of incredible potential and ambition we're dealing with here.
It really does. Look, this weekend's fight, it could genuinely mark the start of a whole new era in the UFC. An era where maybe Khamzat Chimaev's name becomes bigger, more prominent than almost anyone else's in combat sports globally. It feels like a pivotal moment, not just for his career, obviously, but maybe for how the UFC itself finds and builds its next wave of global icons.
So wrapping this up a bit, we've looked at this incredible rise of Khamzat Chimaev, this just unprecedented hype around his championship fight. It really feels like we're watching something special unfold.
It does. And it leaves you with some big questions, doesn't it? What does this kind of rapid, record-smashing global focus on just one athlete actually mean for the future of combat sports? And maybe how does this immediate, almost overwhelming star power change what we even mean by superstar in our digital age? What does this whole thing tell you, the listener, but the sheer power of individual charisma, how it can just cut through everything else and create a global phenomenon almost overnight?
Definitely a lot to think about there, especially as we see the whole landscape of sports and media continue to shift. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.